I'm sure at one point or another, while watching Dragon Ball, you've wondered how Saiyan hair was able to change and grow the way it does when they transform. Well, in today's video, I'll be explaining exactly how that happens with science.
I'm gonna give you a lesson on Super Saiyans. I want to make sure you both understand.
In order to explain this phenomena, we need to first understand the life cycle of hair, and it begins with its growth. For any hair follicle to grow, it needs to be connected to blood supply, so that blood can deliver oxygen and the required nutrients the hair needs. Once the hair is done growing, it will then break its connection off from the blood vessel so it can no longer receive those same nutrients. As the old hair follicle would now be falling out, which, at a fun fact, on average, we lose from 50 to about 100 hairs every single day. But as it's falling out, in its place simultaneously is a brand new hair already growing. Even though this explanation was overly simplified, we do have a general idea of what happens within a hair follicle's life cycle, so let's apply it to Saiyan's hair. Starting out with the original Super Saiyan, the one that we first saw on Namek, we know that it's officially stated of having a 50 times multiplier. The 50 times boost means there's going to be 50 times more energy flowing within the body, so it's also going to be reaching hair follicles and stimulating them at the same rate. Each hair would be dosed instantly, so much that it would cause it to rise up and increase in length. The most logical explanation we can use for the color change is similar to how the aura would also change from white to yellow, so hair color would be no different. Now later on in the series, we would then go on to see Super Saiyan grades 2 and 3, and each one was associated with slightly longer hair relative to its predecessor. Furthermore, the hair was spikier and standing much more up on its tips. When Goku and Gohan would then exit from the Room of Spirit and Time, and we finally saw Mastered Super Saiyan, of course there was once more a change of their hair. Comparative to Grade 1, which looked more like the spongy kind in appearance, Grade 4 looked a lot like its predecessor, yet it didn't grow to the same extent. Let's not forget that Grades 2 and 3 were also stated as stronger versions of Grade 1, while Grade 4 would essentially be Grade 1 but removed the instability, restlessness, and perfected its stamina problem. Then just a week later in Dragon Ball terms, Gohan would achieve Grade 5 or Super Saiyan 2 and also be gaining a 2 times boost. So another boost also means another change in hair, and it's most defined by constantly being surrounded by lightning, a clear indication of how their power is pouring out and exploding around them. Similarly, we'll also see their hair standing even straighter and also growing longer. Now finally, we arrived at the big boy, Super Saiyan 3.
This next level goes way beyond Super Saiyan 2!
2 hours later. A few inches later. Eventually.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
And you must be asking yourself, how do we just go through 5 grades and saw slight growth and straighter, spikier hair, but this form would probably grow 4 to 5 times in length? So you may also be saying that I'm making it convenient by saying that I grew 4 times, because there's a 4 times boost associated with Super Saiyan 3 on top of Super Saiyan 2. But no, it's not just a coincidence. Super Saiyan 3 is the most intense and the highest boost Saiyans can achieve with their normal ki. This transformation is unstable and problematic, that it even took Goku's eyebrows away. But I will go a step further to explain this as well. Our eyebrows and eyelashes are the only independent hairs of our body. That means they're not affected by the same stimuli when all the other hairs on our body are. Hence why bald people still have their eyebrows. Now back to Super Saiyan 3. The transformation was so intense on Goku, I mean just see how long it takes for him to get into that transformation, and also how long it took for that hair to actually grow out. While in all the other forms that we've discussed before, and when we showed the changes, all of them happened instantaneously. Now speaking of instantaneously, we still need to explain how they get their natural hair back when they return to base form and where those blonde hairs go. So as soon as Saiyans power down and back into their base state, their power multiplier is gone too. Thus the hair follicle stops receiving the needed energy. So it's going to disconnect from the blood vessel. And as we've learned earlier in the video, that hair follicle is now going to be shedding from your scalp. But as it's about to fall out, in its place is an already new hair beginning to grow. Now obviously Saiyan physiology is slightly different to humans. Their bodies can handle insanely large boosts and stressors that humans could not. Thus having their hair grow back nearly instantly should also be no surprise. So this is my theory on how Saiyan's jet black hair turns golden blonde, grows several times longer, and regrows right back to its former black self when they return into their base state. Now I also wanted to give a huge shout out to Anti-Metaman for helping me with the script and these topics, and being able to piece all of these points together. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below to his Twitter so that you can go and follow him there. Let me know in the comments if you've liked and understood my theory, or if you have a different take on it. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Till the next time.